Hey film fans, welcome to CINEPRO, your ultimate hub for all movie recaps. From heartwarming classics to the latest blockbusters. The movie starts with a teenage girl named Tara sitting alone at home, having a conversation with her friend Amber. Tara receives a call on the landline from an unknown number. She refuses to answer, but the number keeps calling, so she eventually picks up. She finds a man talking to her, asking about her mother. She thinks the person is her mom's friend and keeps talking to him. The man starts asking her about her favorite horror movie, and when she tells him, he tells her about his favorite horror movie too. He says that the movie he likes starts with a little girl sitting alone at home, receiving a call from a strange man, and they keep talking until he kills her. Suddenly, he calls her by her name, which scares Tara, and she hangs up immediately, terrified because she never told him her name. She grabs her phone, activates the home security system, locks all the doors quickly, and messages her friend Amber, telling her the person she was talking to is a psychopath and not her mom's friend. Suddenly, the landline rings again, and she receives a message from Amber telling her she must answer or Amber will die. Tara, scared for her friend, answers the call. The person tells her if she doesn't want her friend to die, she must play a game. He says he will ask her 3 questions about a certain movie, and if she answers wrong or calls the police, Amber will be killed. The killer starts asking her questions, and Tara manages to answer 2 correctly, but she gets the 3rd and final question wrong. The killer tells her he will go kill her friend now. Tara grabs a knife to try to save her friend, but as soon as she opens the door, she finds the masked killer standing in front of her. The killer slashes her stomach, but Tara pushes him outside and quickly locks the door before he can get in. She's shocked to find the security system keeps turning off every time she activates it, and the doors open every time she tries to lock them, until finally the system works and all the doors lock. She then receives a call from the killer, who tells her he got into the house before the doors were locked. He appears behind her, attacks her, and stabs her. Although she tries to defend herself, he breaks her legs and stabs her multiple times. At the same time, Tara's older sister Sam is at work in another city. Sam is independent from her family and lives with her boyfriend Richie in a different city. Sam is sitting with Richie, chatting, when she gets a call and learns her sister has been attacked and is in very bad condition. Sam breaks down and decides to return to her hometown as quickly as possible. Richie tells her he won't leave her alone and will go with her. Meanwhile, Tara's friend Wes is talking with Amber and the rest of their friends about what happened to Tara. Wes tells them they need to be careful and protect themselves from this crazy killer. We learn that Wes's mother is a famous police officer in town and had faced a similar masked killer about 11 years ago. She notices bruises on Chad's arm and tells him that Tara said she fought back and hit the killer. Chad tells her the bruises are just from working out. Wes interrupts them and says he's going to check on Tara at the hospital and asks who will go with him. Amber, Chad, and his sister Mindy go with him, but their other friend Liv refuses and says she'll wait there. At this time, Richie and Sam return to the city. Sam tells Richie about a famous incident that happened in their town 25 years ago. A killer named Billy Loomis and another killer killed all their friends except for a girl named Sydney. She tells him that because of this incident, every 10 years or less, a crazy person puts on a mask and starts killing their friends to become famous. Sam arrives at the hospital where her sister is and finds her friend sitting with her. She greets her sister, checks on her, and greets Tara's friends whom she used to know. After greeting them, they all leave with Richie to give Sam some time alone with Tara. When they leave, Tara starts crying and tells Sam she is very scared. Sam comforts her and promises to stay by her side. Meanwhile, Tara's friends are talking, and one says that Sam is not a good person because she abandoned her little sister, moved to another city, became independent, and stopped communicating with her. Wes defends Sam, saying she was under a lot of pressure. While they are talking, a person comes to them, harassing them and making fun of them, and they start fighting together, but the manager of the place throws them out. When the person leaves, the one who was upset starts to feel that someone is watching him, and suddenly the masked killer appears and kills him. At the same time, Sam goes to the hospital cafeteria to find something to eat. While eating alone, she hallucinates and sees the killer Billy Loomis standing in front of her, asking when she will tell Tara why all this is happening to them. Her hallucination is interrupted by a call from Amber's number. When she answers, it turns out the crazy killer is the one calling. He tells her he attacked her sister to make her come back to town so he could kill her. Sam yells at him, saying she's here and waiting for him. Suddenly, the killer appears behind her and tries to stab her, but Sam manages to fight him off and escape outside until she finds a police officer. The officer enters the cafeteria, but it's too late. The killer has already escaped. After this, Wes's mother, the police officer, arrives and investigates the attack on Sam. She interrogates Amber because the killer called from her phone for the second time, and she questions Richie, who wasn't present during the attack. However, the officer can't get any information because Richie and Amber keep arguing, each accusing the other of being the killer. The officer then talks to Sam privately, telling her she knows her well and that she's been causing trouble for a long time. She suggests Sam should take her boyfriend Richie and leave town so they don't cause more problems. Sam returns to Tara's room to talk to her privately and tells her that when she was a child, she read her mother's diary and discovered her mother was pregnant with her from another man, not her father. Sam couldn't handle the truth and yelled at her mother, telling her what she had read, not realizing her father was standing behind her and heard everything. Because of what Sam said, her father left and abandoned them forever. On top of that, Sam found out her real father was the killer Billy Loomis. When she learned the truth, she decided to leave them, moved out of town, and became independent. Tara is shocked by everything her sister tells her and yells at her to leave the room. When Sam leaves the room, she finds Richie was eavesdropping. She tells him he must be scared of her now that he knows her father is a serial killer. Richie tells her he doesn't care who her father is because he loves her, will stay by her side, and will help her until the end. The next day, Sam and Richie go to the retired police officer Dewey, who has faced similar masked killers 4 times before and was one of the people who saved Sydney. In the old days, in every encounter with those masked killers, he would miraculously escape death, having been stabbed 9 times so far. Sam and Richie go to him to ask for his help against this masked killer. After Sam tells him everything, she asks him to help them discover who is behind all this. Dewey gives her some advice, telling her not to trust anyone at all, no matter how close they are, and says that the killer is among her sister's friends since she was the first victim attacked, and that he left her alive. After giving this advice, he refuses to help them any further and kicks them out of his house. Afterward, Dewey calls Sydney, the only girl who survived the incident 25 years ago, and tells her that another killer has appeared in the city and that she must not return to the city no matter what happens, and that she must always be prepared for any danger. When Dewey ends the call with her, he sends a message to the reporter Gail, who is his ex-girlfriend, even though they are still in love with each other. They broke up because Gail cared more about fame or getting the scoop than him, to the point that she wrote a book about one of the incidents they experienced, even though she was with him and Sydney during all the previous attacks as well. Dewey warns her not to return to the city because a new killer has appeared. After some thought, Dewey decides to help Sam and her sister solve the case and discover the killer. Dewey goes to Sam and Richie and tells them he agreed to help. Then they all go to meet all of Tara's friends to try to discover the killer. There, Sam confesses to everyone that she is the daughter of Billy Loomis and confronts them, saying the killer is among them. Then Mindy, Chad's sister, says that she is a movie expert and believes the killer is a huge fan of the Stab movie, which was based on the Billy Loomis and Sydney incident from years ago, and she suspects the killer is among them. Sam gets upset that they're accusing her just because her father was a killer and leaves them. At the same time, Officer Wes's mother goes out shopping, and her son Wes goes to take a shower, leaving his phone aside. On her way, Wes's mother receives a call from the killer, who threatens that he will kill her son who is home alone. She hangs up and keeps calling her son, but he doesn't hear the phone. When she gets home, the killer attacks and kills her. When Wes comes out of the shower, he's surprised by the killer who attacks and kills him too. Sam arrives and finds out what happened, and is surprised that reporter Gail has returned to town because she was close to Wes's mother. Gail meets Sam, and as soon as she sees Dewey, she leaves Sam and runs to Dewey, upset that he sent her a message about the murders but didn't call her. They argue, especially when Dewey sees that Gail came with her camera crew as usual, but then they stop arguing and start flirting with each other. Meanwhile, Sam calls Richie and tells him what happened to Wes and his mother. While she is talking to him, she's surprised to see that the police officers who were supposed to be protecting her sister at the hospital are at the crime scene. So Sam realizes her sister is in danger. She takes her car and leaves with Dewey to go to her sister. At that time, Tara is in her hospital room and suddenly hears screams and feels that something is wrong. She uses her wheelchair to go and see what's happening, terrified. When Tara goes out in her wheelchair, the police officer tells her his gun is missing. Tara hears a door opening and footsteps around her, so she goes into a room and hides. Suddenly, Richie enters the room and Tara, scared, hits him, but he calms her down and tells her Sam called him and asked him to come. Suddenly, the killer appears behind him, attacks him, and injures him, causing Richie to lose consciousness. Tara tries to escape quickly, but the killer is after her. Sam calls Richie, but the killer answers, So Sam keeps stalling to keep him from killing her sister until she and Dewey arrive at the hospital and shoot at the killer. Dewey goes to help Richie while Sam goes to her sister. Suddenly, the killer attacks Dewey, but Dewey manages to shoot him in the body. Dewey helps Richie and Sam escape, but tells them he will stay to finish off the killer completely. Dewey goes back to where the killer was unconscious and prepares his gun to shoot him in the head and kill him, but suddenly Gale calls him, distracting Dewey. The killer takes advantage of this moment, attacks Dewey, and kills him. The next day, the whole town is in an uproar over Dewey's death. Gale goes to see Dewey's body as it leaves the hospital, and as soon as she sees it, she completely breaks down and can't believe it. After that, Sydney returns to town when she hears about Dewey's death, her dearest friend. Sydney goes to comfort Gale, and both are very upset. Meanwhile, Sam checks on her sister and apologizes for leaving her. She tells her that she left and stayed away so she wouldn't become a crazy killer like her father. Tara tells her she could never be a killer. Then they both decide to run away from town immediately. As Sam is leaving with her sister and Richie, Sydney and Gale stop her and ask her to help them kill the killer to avenge Dewey and all those who died. But Sam refuses, saying she needs to escape and save her and her sister's lives. Sydney lets her go but puts a tracking device in her car, knowing the killer wants to kill Sam and her sister. As Richie is driving out of town, Tara realizes she left her medicine at Amber's house and can't continue the trip without it. Richie is forced to turn back to Amber's house. At the same time, Amber is having a party at her house in honor of her friends who died. Amber goes down to get drinks from the basement and is surprised to find Mindy standing in front of her. Each of them pretends to be the killer to scare the other. At that time, Chad is fighting with his girlfriend Liv, so she leaves him and he decides to go after her. Chad gets a location message to meet her. He goes there, and when they enter and meet Amber, they ask her to get Tara's medicine. Amber stops the party and sends everyone home, then goes to get the medicine. At the same time, Sydney discovers where Richie's car stopped. She immediately calls Sam and tells her to take her sister and leave that house immediately because it's the same house where Billy Loomis and his friend killed all their friends. She tells her someone is luring her there and that it's a trap. Meanwhile, Mindy is watching TV when the killer attacks and stabs her. Sam hears Mindy's screams and rushes to her, but the killer escapes just as she arrives. At that moment, Amber and Tara come in, and Amber starts accusing Sam of killing Mindy. Then Richie and Liv arrive, and they all start to suspect each other until Amber pulls out a gun and kills Liv, revealing that she is the killer. Amber tries to kill Sam, but Tara stops her. Richie takes Sam and drags her down to the basement, but Sam becomes suspicious of Richie and threatens him with a knife. He tells her that he suspects Tara is the second killer, but Sam doesn't believe him and leaves him in the basement to go find her sister. At this point, Sydney and Gale arrive at the house. Before they enter, Amber comes out and shoots at them, injuring Gale. Gale can't continue, so she asks Sydney to go inside and finish what started 25 years ago. Sydney enters the house and starts shooting at the locked doors in case someone is hiding behind them. Meanwhile, Sam finds her sister tied up in a closet and fears that Richie might be right and that her sister is actually the second killer. Sydney manages to shoot someone behind a door, and it turns out to be Richie, who comes out injured and claims he was hiding from the killers. At that moment, the killer attacks Sydney, and during the struggle, both of them fall down the stairs. Sam grabs Sydney's gun and threatens the killer. Richie, still injured, comes to her side but suddenly stabs her, takes the gun, and reveals that he is the second killer. Richie and Amber force Sydney and Sam into the kitchen to kill them, just like in the original incident. Amber goes outside to bring Gale in and joins her with the others in the kitchen. Richie explains that they will kill them and frame Sam, Billy Loomis's daughter, because Sydney and Gale killed Billy years ago. It would make for a good story if Sam avenged her father. It's clear both Richie and Amber are insane, doing all this because they're huge fans of the stab movies and cinema in general, and they want Hollywood to make a film based on the events they're creating now. Sydney tries to grab a knife, but Amber stops her and stabs her. Amber then goes to get Tara from the closet to continue the killing spree, but she tells Richie that Tara isn't there. Sam says she untied her sister because she trusts her. At that moment, Tara attacks Amber, and Sam takes advantage of Richie's distraction to attack him and escape the kitchen. Amber manages to hit Tara and goes back to help Richie, but Sydney and Gale attack Amber. After a long struggle, they manage to shoot her and set her on fire. Meanwhile, Richie searches for Sam until he finds her, and they fight. Sam eventually stabs and kills him. Sydney and Gale give her the gun to make sure he's dead. After Sam shoots Richie and confirms his death, Amber suddenly appears and tries to attack them with a knife, but Tara shoots her and saves them. The police and ambulance arrive and take Mindy, who is still alive, and Tara. Sam goes to Sydney and Gale, thanks them for everything they've done, and asks if everything will be okay. They tell her they will be fine, and soon she will be able to move on and live normally again. Sam thanks them again, says goodbye, and leaves with her sister Tara so they can live together and never be separated again, and continue their lives normally after the tragedy they went through. The movie ends. If you liked the video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next summer.